to end the season if games play with both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook underwent surgery Saturday. He had a fracture in his face. It was crazy in his right cheek. He was injured during the fourth quarter of Friday's game against Portland when teammate Andre Robertson inadvertently kneed him in the face, leaving a dent. Westbrook evaluated later on this week. It'll determine whether or not he can come back and play. No timetable just yet. I'm looking at this video. He's not there. Durant's not there. Let's talk about their season. Is this a loss for OKC now that both of these guys are injured?
I don't put anything past this team anymore. Okay. Seriously, because they're able to find a way. Now, we're not.
Find a way to do what?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure that out, too. But they always seem to just stay together. And they're still a young basketball team, relatively speaking, because we know Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook are their leaders. But they're still a young basketball team dealing with this, and all right, they're not there, we got to go play. Because it could have been very easy for that team to look at the Lakers and say, we're going to beat them anyway. They said, no, we're going to go out there and make sure we don't leave anything to chance. Yeah. The Western Conference is so wide open to me that you know Durant and Westbrook are going to be back there by the time the end of the season rolls around, and they don't need a lot of runway to get ready. They're still a legitimate threat. And now look who else has stepped in. Ennis Cantor has been a godsend, getting him the trade from Utah. Mitch McGary is now healthy. So now you got younger, stronger, longer defenders to go with Steven Adams. Serge Ibaka now doesn't have to be the only shot block. He's got help on the front line. Other people have been able to step up. And I think a big part of that is that Reggie Jackson no longer being part of this basketball team. For whatever it was, he was okay last year. This year, that cancer word came up when it came to him in that locker room. I don't put anything past Oklahoma City because I believe these guys are going to be healthy. And would you really want to face that team in the first round of playoffs in the Western Conference? Not me. Not me. I think they'll be fine.
The team that's healthy or the team that's not healthy?
Well, of course, the team that's healthy.
So I think if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan and you're looking at this season right now, I think you've got to think of it as a lost cause. I really do, unless they go on a deep run and they pull off the upset. But right now, if they're for the 8th seed and they're going against the 1 Golden State, I don't like their chances in that matchup. And yeah, if Durant gets hot and Westbrook plays like he's capable of playing and Cantor comes in and he's a dominant force in the middle, then yeah, they could do it. But I look at this team as being, they were on the cusp of being this force in the West, and they have come up short every single time, whether they're getting swept out of the playoffs or, you know, losing to yet another Spurs team. Whatever it is, they have failed to live up to expectations. Now they get off to the slow start because of injuries. You know, they started off 15 and 17. You know, Durant's out, Westbrook's out. Then they get him back. Then all of a sudden Westbrook comes back and he's on fire, 3 triple-doubles. Then he has a setback. Now Durant has his screw coming out. And I know they're minor things, but for me, I think you've got to look at this, and this should have been a year that the Thunder should have been one of the top seeds, so they're getting a better matchup in the front. Now they're backdooring their way into the playoffs. I just think you look at it, time is running out on Durant's contract. He's going to be free after next season. I just think the time is running out for the Thunder, and I think this season is a lost cause.
It can't be a lost cause because these guys, yes, they're young, but they're not that young. Durant, Westbrook, this is a year together in the prime of their careers where they could possibly be back on the floor by April together again. And Russell Westbrook has turned a corner in my mind, in everybody's mind, and not just on the floor where he had one of the best months in the history of the NBA, but also mentally. I mean, he seems more mature. He seems like he's keeping them together more. Some of his quotes about making mistakes and shooting too much, stuff we've never heard from Russell Westbrook.
He seems like it, but at the same time, a couple weeks ago, he's taking on a reporter saying, I don't like you, and like taking on...
Everybody's taking on media these days, though. Get in line.
Yeah, but they're supposed to have a history. They have a history, not condoning, but they have a history, though.
Right, but now Durant's got this new, chip on his shoulder as well.
I don't know what's up with that.
Well, he said he had a bad day. He had a moment in time.
He didn't go on Instagram and tell about that moment. Is that me again?
That's you again. That's
too much.
See, I didn't bring it up. That you've gone too far.
Have I gone too far? Yeah.
I mean, this latest injury to Russell Westbrook, he's going to be back. It's fine. I mean, unless I'm missing something like that.
I mean, you never know how a guy is going to have the mask on, he's going to play with that. You don't know him. He's an aggressive player. Is that going to be taken away
He's
at
going to
all?
be even more aggressive with that mask on.
Yeah, because he has no fear, and I think that's why it's not a lost season to me with Oklahoma City, because they're going to be really fearless in the first round. And Golden State, I still worry about their frontline defense because Andrew Bogut, can he stay healthy? David Lee has been okay, but he's been an unwilling defender at times. And now you're going to have all that beef coming at you to clear the way for Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. That is not going to be an easy first-round matchup because of what they've added to their front line against what may be the one Achilles heel of the Golden State Warriors.
You could also look at the other side of the coin and be like, they're going to be rested. I mean, Durant is going to have more rest than any other.
Rusty.
That's a good point.
Rested and rusty, it could be either
But
one of the R's.
in 82 game, these guys are always
Here's what I'm
complaining
guilty
about.
of too, and I hate this. That I hate the fact that I'm doing this. But it was about 10 days ago. I was on Mike and Mike with Greeny, and we had a conversation about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he asked, "Do I think they were legit championship contender?" And I said yes, because they were just getting back together.
Yeah.
And I have completely changed because I've looked at what happened to Chicago Bulls. I thought they were too. All of a sudden, they start getting hit the injury bug. It's a lot of it's about attrition, who stays healthy. That's why the Spurs forever, rested guys, said, "Hey, we're going to get healthy at the right time." It still could come together for Oklahoma City. I just don't believe it until I see them all together stay on the court for a lengthy period of time.
All right. Well, we obviously wish both players well and that they get back to the game soon because NBA does need them to play well. Speaking of playing well, 53 years ago today, you were not born yet.
Not too far away, though.
53 years ago today, Wilt Chamberlain, he had his 100-point game. Do you ever think we'll see that again? Someone will have 100 points. Kobe, close.
Yeah,
Will we
yeah,
have it again?
81 and 06.
No, so
07.
can we see that again? That is the discussion after the break. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Back in 2006, which leads all career high games among active players. Take a look. We got Kobe, Carmelo, LeBron, Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, Brandon Jennings, Tony Parker, all rounding things out. So here's a question, and Danny Cannell would know this better than anybody else.
Oh, really?
Good, you're an expert.
All right.
Tell me, dear one, who do you believe in this day and age, this time, could actually score 100 points? We talked about Kobe.
Yep. I think several guys could do it if there was a concerted effort to do it. When you talk about pure shooters, pure scorers of the game, I mean, I think you look at Carmelo Anthony, you saw his name on there. He's a guy who could light it up, who could fill it up. I think LeBron James, if he wanted to, he's the type of physical presence that could get there. You'd have to send him to the line because you probably wouldn't be able to stop him. If he totally put his mind into scoring 100 points, he could do it. I think Steph Curry, some of the pure shooters from the outside, could do it. Klay Thompson, as we've seen him, he already got on fire in one quarter. I think it could happen. Now, if I was a betting man, you asked me to put money on it.
You put some money on it.
That, unless you gave me really good odds.
Okay.
Maybe I would take it.
All right.
But I don't think it's, I mean, especially looking at Kobe, it wasn't that long ago when he scored 81.
Yeah.
I think it could be done.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be organically accomplished.
Right.
As Danny alluded to, like a concerted effort.
Right.
You have like Grinnell College at the D3 level. Like their game plan is like you. They pick somebody. You're scoring tonight. We're going to get you 70 points. It would have to be something like that.
Right.
And those guys you mentioned, Curry, the Splash Brothers, both of them, LeBron, Carmelo. Those guys can do it, but it's got to be a thing where it's like we're going in to get this done. Otherwise, no.
Who is it? Sacramento's owner. The guy who does the cherry picking.
Ron DeVay.
Right.
Yeah,
Ron DeVay.
It could be a team like that who says, you know what? We are going to cherry pick the whole game. We're going to chuck it down the court. And we're going to get easy layups.
The Denver Nuggets. I mean, they give them a new reason.
Why not?
If you play a team that's tanking, they probably wouldn't care.
Let's do something fun. Let's get somebody 100.
Right? Exactly.
Do I think organically it
No,
could
it's
ever
not
happen?
happening in a
Never.
playoff game or a
Never.
meaningful game. No.
Never.
Zero. You can have all the concerted effort you want. You can have guys. They would literally have to fall down on the court for that to happen. You can align your game plan and say we're going to have them take every shot. Zero.
Really?
There's not one play in the NBA now that can score 100 points in a game with a concerted effort.
How many did Klay Thompson
Zero.
score in a quarter?
37.
37.
Yeah, 37 times 4.
He didn't get 37 double for him 3 quarters.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
If it
You
could
can't
be
play
done
mathematics here.
But they're trying to stop him in a quarter, and he scores
In a
37.
quarter, and then you know what happens? You get tired of
Right,
taking
agreed.
shots.
Agreed. So then
you
you
also
dial
have
it back,
defenses
you
that
only
are going to
need
knock
20.
you
But you
down.
only need
from getting
25 in a
100.
quarter at 37, so then the next quarter you just score a little less.
Hey, Dan, come on, really? I got zero. I don't. You can
Wait
have
a
the
second.
greatest score.
So
Zero.
You mean zero?
Zero.
Okay.
No player today doing it.
The
Concerted
face of the
effort.
nation, okay?
Organic.
The face of the nation.
Zero. Not happening.
Would
He doesn't want to be the face of the nation.
Would you have
No, I would
said
have never thought somebody would have gotten to 80.
So it happened.
Yeah,
Kobe,
one time.
In our modern era.
9 years ago.
Right, so who's to say in 10 years,
No.
the next 10 years, it's
Zero. Defenses are too good in the NBA. Even Kobe said he had a week and a half he wasn't right after scoring 81 points. And he loves to shoot the ball.
Yes, he does.
He enjoys shooting
Does
the
he
ball.
ever?
Passing he can do, defense he can do. That boy can take shots.
All right.
No.
So you
No
guys
current
think it's
player.
a concerted effort and it could possibly happen. You've named
I never say zero.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much anything.
This guy is
Zero.
with the zero.
No, they said any player. No, they said players playing right now in the league.
I never thought it would be
Zero.
What
okay
about-
to tank a season and teams would throw in the towel. I never thought we'd see that.
A lot
We're
easier
seeing
to do that and not play than to score 100 in a game. It's easy to say, I want to play tonight. I'm going to get 100. No.
All right. Freddie says cero one more time in my Spanish. Yeah.
Cero.
Cero.
Nothing.
Let's leave it
Nathan,
there.
nada.
Está bien.